Hey, hi, hello. Thank you for tuning in to Season Aspect. I am your host, Easy Astro, aka Jalith the Third. And yes, this is a podcast episode where astrology seasons the conversations, but the breadth, the full depth of the meal that you're about to encounter, engage, consume is consistent or it takes up or primary all of that stuff. I get nervous. This is what is happening. But primarily, we understand that hey, majority of the conversation will touch on various other subjects aside from astrology. But today, it might dibble and dabble inside and out of astrology because I have one of my great friends here who started this whole astrology shit with me. Not a shit, but it's just like all of it. It's a lot. Astrology is in itself. So I'm going to pass the mic over to her to let her introduce herself, her placements, and why she's here today. So, hey T, hey girl, how you doing?
Hey girl, hey, hi everybody, hi. My name is Tiara, aka Sweet Tea the Otaku Hottie. I am a streamer, content creator, cosplayer, all the things, and I am here today to talk about all the things related to astrology and some pop culture, music, just fun stuff with my girl Easy Astro. Me and her, we go way back. This is like a 5 year friendship. Like we've known each other. Damn, 5 years.
5 years.
Damn. No, so
5 years.
it's crazy. So we've known each other for 5 years, and we actually started, like she mentioned, our astrology journey together. So we are kind of both in a place where we were wanting to transform ourselves, but not only that, but we wanted to just learn more about why we are the way we are. Like, I know me personally, I was at rock bottom. I went through my first breakup. I was extremely depressed, going through a bunch of family stuff, and I was lost. Like, besides me starting to go to therapy, I was like, I really want to dig deep and like learn more about why my life is the way it is, or like why I tick the way I do. So I was talking to my homegirl about it right here, and she's like, let's go ahead and learn astrology together. I was like, astrology? Like, I mean, I know about it, but like, I don't believe in it. Like, let me just like dabble into it. And like, when we started learning together, it's like, wow, like astrology really is like a projection of energy that's out there in the world and being reflected, like, which is insane. Like, we'll like text each other, like, hey, like, did you peep this happening during this Mercury retrograde? I'm like, yes, girl, like, this energy is crazy. And it was just honestly amazing learning astrology with my homegirl, Easy, just because it allowed us to really come closer together as friends and understand each other because we have similar aspects, but also it just helped me as a person as well learn more about myself and the world around me and how I view the world through my lens. That being said, my placements. Okay. So my big three is Sag rising, Cancer sun, Cancer moon. I actually have an entire Cancer stellium and I have a lot of fire in my chart too. So I call my chart the hot tub or spicy water, but we'll get into that.
Yeah, so it's just like, okay, with that having a big like we have two out of three of our big three together, like Moon and Sag rising, but definitely like understanding like, hey, astrology is astrology. Like you have those similar placements, but they can show up in completely different ways for people in different shapes and forms, just depending on how other planets are seeing each other. But I'm wanting to get into the fact that yes, it is Cancer season. So before we dive into your placement specifically, what does Cancer season represent or mean for you? Like, how is it around this time for you?
Yes, well, I would say this year because I'm trying to think about what perfection house I'm entering into 27. I turned 27 this year, turn 27 next week. But I believe I'm entering my third or fourth house perfection year. Can't exactly remember off the top of my head, but we'll get into the perfection houses later. But Cancer season for me is honestly about coming back to my roots and like a reminder of who the fuck I am, if that makes sense. Of course, like we all have those moments where like we might feel like a little lost or we might feel like a little confused at times. But I would say like when Cancer season comes back around for me, it's just a reminder of like who I am at my core. What does home look like to me? Whether if it's like emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually coming back to home, or even just a reminder of like those core things that make me special, like me being able to tap into my emotional depth and whatnot. Like it's a reminder of like, don't forget that you are that girl and you always will be that girl. So I would say that's really what Cancer season means to me, especially in this season, just because I did a lot of traveling recently me, and my Sag rising was loving that. But I was like in need of like wanting to be home. Like I was missing the feeling of just being at home, and my Cancer's placements were like, "Girl, like be tired," and I'm like, "I'm tired too, girl. We gonna recharge, I promise." But it's just like a sense of like being home, and like being home is reminding me of like all the things that make me who I am. Like again, why I am that girl. So it's a really like fun time for me, honestly. Like it's just like the energy is very high, and it's also allowing me to get back into routines that I kind of left behind, like getting back into the gym, getting back on my fitness, getting back into streaming, getting back into content creating, and like all the things that I really want to tap into.
So that makes me think of just like, okay, with having the stellium and Cancer that you have, so you have your sun, you have your moon, you also have your Mars as well as your Venus there. So the question that I do have for starters is, I have this on a piece of paper. I'm going to continue to flip it. So if you hear it in the background, it's okay. Like the thing is that with home, you say coming back to home, a lot of times people want to say like, oh, Cancers are known as being homebodies, but you have a Sag rising, and as you stated, you have a Leo Mercury. So you feel like folks expect you to be soft, like they have this expectancy for you to be soft when it's just like, no, nah.
Yeah, like I, at least in my experience, because of I have so many Cancer placements, I feel like oftentimes I get underestimated by people, which I use to my advantage. I like it when people underestimate me because then they don't know what to expect from me. They don't expect me to move the way that I do. So I personally, I think that's part of me having like all of my Cancer placements in the eighth house as well, just because the eighth house is like there's a lot of mystique behind the eighth house. And like I resonate closely with Scorpio placements because I have Scorpio right. I have my Pluto right in my first house, like right conjunct my ascendant. And I also have like all these eighth house placements, and I have Scorpio in my 12th house. So I feel very strongly with like the things that Aquarius placements go through and like hidden stuff. But if anything, I would say it's more so like when I need to act accordingly, I do. Like some people kind of expect Cancers to just kind of like be pushovers and whatnot, just because we're water signs and like, oh, we're so emotional and whatnot. But like a lot of Cancers I know are really tough. Like I think some of the toughest people I know are Cancers. They're no pushovers, and no one can read you for filth like a Cancer. Oh my gosh. I would not wish that on my worst enemy. I would not wish, do not piss off a Cancer. For one, you're going to suffer for a long time.
I
Like,
think that also goes in like the
yeah,
memories, like holding on to, not holding on
we
to
can hold a
memories, but
grudge.
like being mindful of just like the shit that takes place. So it's like, okay, I'm gonna call you out. Here's a list of stuff, and people probably
We
ain't
keep
expecting it to
receipts.
take place.
Like, because Cancers, we're so nostalgic and whatnot, but we like to hold on to stuff, whether if it's good or bad, and receipts. So when you do us dirty and you do us wrong, we will make sure to have an account for everything that you did. And when it's time to confront you about it, baby, that rap sheet's coming out. Get ready.
Yeah, also, what is it? With having stuff in the eighth house, do you feel like, so I would say this, eighth house, people say like sex, death, taxes, eighth house. But something that I've also noticed, like eighth house is like more to themselves. Like I've come to realize that like my mom, she has like Capricorn stellium in the eighth house. So same axis, but eighth house understanding is like, all right, it's kind of to the self, reserved, not so out, not saying outgoing, but because I know some folks who are outgoing, you're outgoing. So it's just like, how is that for you? Is it like private? Like, do you feel that when it comes to people, do you feel the sense of underestimating, or people feel like you aren't as deep? That idea, like, oh yeah, you're so light, you're so giddy, da, da, da. And you come off and you start talking like, yo, I ain't expect you to take it to that depths of level, like, kind of creeping me out. Back the fuck up. Like, what is that for
Yes.
you?
Yes. So I'm actually a very private person, contrary to like how I put myself out there. And that is on purpose. I think just me being who I am and also getting my placements in mind. Like I have very outgoing placements in my big six. Like I have a Mercury Leo and a Sag rising. Like that, like naturally, like attention's going to be brought to you. People kind of just come to me, especially just because I have Pluto conjunct my ascendant. Like, so whether I like it or not, I'm going to make a strong impression on people, you know? So I am very good at being able to be open, but not open. So like, I can tell you like some surface level things about me that make it seem like there's some impact and some depth there, but there's not, just because I've kind of mastered the art of knowing what to share and who to share it with. Because I definitely used to be an overshare and whatnot, but then I learned I cannot allow people to have access to parts of me that they don't need access to. So again, I'm a very, very private person, especially because I am a content creator and I work in social media in my job. So like I've had to learn how to keep personal life separate from work life and like all types of stuff, especially navigating corporate America and whatnot. So it's honestly kind of become a skill at this point to be able to seem warm and welcoming and bubbly to others and like give this impression to people. But whole time it's like I'm very guarded and like I'm very observant. And because I have all these eighth house placements and water placements as well, depending on how the first like 10, 15 minutes go, like first meeting you, that can show me how comfortable I can be with you. Like I wouldn't say I'm an extrovert, but I wouldn't say I'm an introvert. I'm very much so an ambivert. Like people try to say, oh, that's not a real thing. I feel like for people such as myself, that is a real thing.
Yeah, because I like, what is it for me? It When it comes to engaging with people, it's not that I won't speak up first. I'll try, maybe ever so often, but meeting people, I'm just like, hey, how are you? Like you said, being in the social climate, like within your roles at work, it's like, okay, engagement. All right, talking to people. I will talk to people when I have to talk to them, but when it's like, ooh, when it's social settings and I don't know folks, it's like, I'm
You
afraid.
have to like be vigilant and like sometimes I don't mind putting myself out there immediately and I have no shame or problem doing that. But also I like to scope the scenery out. I like to gauge how people are engaging, people's body language. I like to keep note of how people are conversating with each other and if like they're being a bit standoffish or not. And if I get the vibe that there is a bit of standoffishness, I will purposefully make my presence known. And based off of how that engagement goes, that'll tell me, okay, they're really cool. They're just probably being like shy because they don't really know me, this and third. Or it's like, I need to be vigilant around these people and be mindful of how I carry myself.
I feel that. And I feel that, like, also when it comes to emotions, like people say, oh, cancers are clingy or dependent. Understand, like, eighth house placements, like, you can stand on your own emotional wise. But do you feel like you had to grow into that?
I would say I definitely had to do some growing in that I think when it comes to how we latch onto people, I feel like water signs, especially cancers, when we have like a loved one in our life, we tend to put them on a pedestal that sometimes it's a pedestal they don't belong on. And that's why a lot of water signs tend to be people pleasers and whatnot, just because we act with so much love and care in our emotions and how we move. Like you probably will find a lot of water placements, like their love languages is probably acts of service, words of affirmation, quality time, or gift giving, because we're such considerate and intentional people. We're intentional beings. And so with that comes at a cost of just understanding how to compartmentalize and manage certain emotions for what purpose. Now, I will say because I have a lot of eighth house placements, like that's also the house of like addictions and obsessions and whatnot. It can be really easy to get lost or obsessed with something or someone. And it's happened to me before. So I've had to definitely do some growing on mine on like how not to get lost in someone because it can get really easy to get lost in somebody.
Yeah, that is a huge, huge aspect of just like having, I know with me having cancer as well as sleep replacements, is the fact of like people pleasing and wanting, like you said, wanting to make sure that people enjoy you, like appreciate you. And this is like not wanting to lose favor with folks, especially when you develop this sense of caring, like, oh, I don't want them to have a sense of feeling like, oh, yeah, I don't want to mess with her no more because she started moving funny. And it's like, no, you don't want to give somebody any type of way to make them feel that way or seem like you're changed. And it's like, nah, we ain't trying to do that. But also think about your chart too. So you have a grand trine in your chart. So normally grand trines, just giving to the people at home, is that it's an aspect between three placements. Primarily those placements are all in the same like elemental sign. So within like, hey, if you had a fire trine, Sag, Leo, Aries. So for you specifically, you have a trine within your Cancer sun. It's at 28 degrees. I want to say your Jupiter is at 24 degrees in Pisces, which is your chart ruler. And you have a trine with Pluto, which is in Sag, on top of your ascendant. So it's easy flowing. Like sometimes people understand when it comes to trines, it's things that we don't necessarily notice that we have those gifts or skills in our chart. Even when people point it out, it's like, oh, we feel like somebody else could potentially do the same thing that we do. And it's like, nah, not exactly. But also with that is understanding that it's growing through transformation and growing through like trusting the things that are taking place, trusting and believing that something will get better. Now, also, you have in the fact that it's a kite. So you have this grand trine that is made up between it, but you also have your sun making an opposition to Neptune that's in your third house. So it's with understanding that a kite, it rises above like the opposition or challenges that come place, but it also having that opposition take place, it activates the grand trine that's in your chart. So that I think we've already going about the fact of like, do you feel like people try or they don't get what you're trying to say or express emotionally off the rip? But going into that, explaining it more, like with that detail.
Girl, it is very frustrating trying to express my emotions to people at times because I will plainly, I could say it in like the most elementary way possible. I could say it in English. I could say it in Spanish. I could say it in any language possible. And it's frustrating when you're communicating with someone who is just not understanding what you're saying. And it's something that irks my soul to no end because it makes me feel invalidated. And mind you, I'm explaining it in a way that's really eloquent. I'm doing it in a way where it's like respectful of them as well. Like, so say for example, like someone did something that hurt my feelings. And I'll be like, hey, so I want to talk to you about this. That you kind of did XYZ thing, and that honestly hurt my feelings a little bit. I just wanted to let you know that it made me feel XYZ. Then they just won't understand why. They'll just kind of question, well, you do this, and they'll come back and start pointing fingers back at you. And it's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Like, I'm not even trying to like attack you. I'm not even coming at you in a way that's accusatory. I'm just trying to let you know, like, I just felt this way in this moment. And I think when it comes to just how people engage with others, it's often kind of like how microaggressions are. Now, if you don't know what a microaggression is, it's typically when somebody who's of the majority, aka a Caucasian or a white individual, does something unintentionally to hurt a minority. Now, that is typically what a microaggression is because a microaggression is unintentional. And that is how you can also hurt people's feelings in general, period. Like, you can do something unintentional without understanding, like, that you did something hurtful. So when someone tries to come and explain to you, like, hey, like, this kind of hurt, you need to be receptive and open to what they're saying. And it's not them attacking you. It's just saying like, hey, like, this kind of made me feel a way. Like, there have been times where like I messed up with Easy and I'll be like, you know what, my fault, that's on me. And they'll tell me in a way, it's like, hey, like, we need to get together. And like, cause we went on a trip a couple years ago to Vegas and like, I'm not going to hold you. I was off the grid. Like I wasn't being responsive. And so like, she told me like, hey, like, we honestly need to get together and plan better. And I was like, you know what, my fault, that's on me. So we got it together, you know, but it's like being able to receive the feedback people are getting. So I've definitely found it multiple times throughout my life where like I'll express something and it's not understood. And that's like my biggest thing is I just want to be understood and heard, especially as like a Cancer. So it's very frustrating and very invalidating when your loved ones in your life just never understand you. And like it's gotten to a point where I've had to accept that there are people in my life who will never understand me. And I've accepted that I'm okay with that because my feelings are still valid for me personally. But it's not easy dealing with that. So that's why when it comes to like romance and whatnot, like I'm very mindful and careful about who I engage with because like if they aren't mindful of like not only their words and their actions and how they make me feel and why I feel the way I feel and why I do the things that I do and how I react, that just shows me we're not going to be able to understand each other and communicate with each other.
Yeah, and that is just like I wanted to say it made me think of just like your Moon and Venus, like somebody who's emotional intelligence, like being emotionally intelligent and being aware of how one makes people feel. And yeah, going back to the trip in Vegas, like no, like when it comes to me and packing or just like planning for trips, I have Saturn in the third house and it's opposed my ninth house, so it's just like really trying to be on top of shit before I leave, and I'm just like, hey,
And I'm
what's
terrible at
up?
packing. I've gotten like better at like planning stuff a bit more intentionally when it comes to trips. But I'm terrible at packing. I'll be packing to the last minute. I've gotten better at getting to the airport and whatnot. Like I've never really missed a flight for real. But it's like I'd be lollygagging. I'll like be shuffling my feet and then finally it's like the last hour and I'll like scramble and get everything together and like dip. Like I don't know how.
You one of
I
them
make
ones who
it.
wait like before, like 2 hours before flight. Like,
Not on purpose. Like it depends on like what's going on because like for some reason whenever I travel, there's like an amalgamation of stuff happening at the same time that requires my attention. And then I'll get in my head where it's like, okay, like I'll just like pack my toiletries, makeup, and personal items last, but I'll have everything else already in the suitcase. But for some reason, getting my toiletries, makeup, and personal items takes the longest. And I don't know why, but it does. And so that's how I kind of mess myself up. I've gotten better at packing my clothes. So I like lay out my outfits and I'll take pictures of my outfits and then put them away with that outfit thing and I'll be good. But, and then it doesn't help. I live 45 minutes away from the airport. So
Like what?
I mean,
Like oh.
I promise I've gotten better. I'm actually a good traveler. I've gotten much better. It's just that like sometimes it's a little chaotic. Like I'm not gonna hold y'all. It was on a woman of prayer that I made it to my business trip to Paris on time because Lord have mercy. Whew. And then there was construction on the highway, and I was like beelining, like I was going like 90 on the highway to make sure I had got
Ma'am.
time. It was an international flight too, so I'm like,
Ma'am,
but
okay.
I'm sorry.
So
I've gotten better though. I've gotten better. I promise. I've gotten
I
better.
say this definitely shows the difference between like people with their placements and rising signs. Because me, like when it comes to traveling, it's like I feel like I'm lazy to the fact like, oh damn, I don't want to pack. But what I do is like I have a checklist. Like I found a checklist off of Pinterest and I screenshotted it and saved it. So I go into like the little drawing little app that they have on my iPad and like I'll go and cross everything off.
That's so smart. Like a check. I feel like I need a checklist.
Yes,
I like.
girl.
I need like an actionable thing I can like note that I
Yes,
accomplished.
it's helpful. Like what I ended up doing before actually physically touching anything to pack, I'm like, all right, like say example for DreamCon, like, okay, DreamCon this year was from May 29th to June 1st. I know that I'm flying out there on the 27th, so I'll write down the dates. I'm like, okay, this date, this date, this date. And then with that, I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna wear cosplay, like a pre like comfortable fit, then a party fit. Then this day, this like I'll write that stuff out. I'm like, okay, then I'll have that. And I'm like, I already know I'm gonna have like X amount of underwear and socks and the thing. But yeah, then I'll go to that checklist and then like go through and check off the stuff and then cross out the stuff that I'm like, I'm not about to take no tights, I'm not about to take no boots, da 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 da, and go through that. Like and then on top of that, when I get to the airport, like I'm like, all right, my ass gonna need to be there 2 hours. Cause when I tell you, I've had some fucking run-ins getting to the airport. Like one time I was trying to go home for Thanksgiving and I was in Denver. I realized I went to the wrong place to park my car. So I was trying to drive there and it was snowing and I was trying to get off on an exit and then another car came behind me and they bumped me into the like they bumped my car. And then thankfully it was like they came off on the highway, they pushed the snow that was on the ground like off to the side, so I hit a wall of snow rather than hitting the actual
Okay,
wall.
that was like better. Yeah,
Yeah, so it's just like, okay, it's that. And I'm like, I really don't care. I need to get to the fucking airport. My flight, I'm about to miss my flight. Like, I was freaking out. Like, I'm just like, yo, I just
yeah.
need to get to the airport. So, with that, moving forward, I'm just like, all right, I need to get my ass like 2 hours before. So,
I
I'll
feel
either
you.
find a, like this for DreamCon, I found a hotel to park my car and they took me like to the shuttle to the airport. Granted, the airport's like 23 minutes away, but it's expensive as shit to park there. So, I'm just like,
Yeah, I
I'm gonna
feel you.
just do that. But no, that is my travel thing. But I want to say, like, because you have Mercury in your ninth house when it comes to travel, communication, all that stuff, I feel like that plays a part in it. But it also plays, like, the question I have is like Leo, Mercury, self expression. So do you feel like when it comes to communicating and having that having your Mercury in the ninth house, do you feel as though you engage more in conversation when it's topics that you can relate to rather than some like abstract topic? So if somebody came and you're like, hey, you want to talk about like how this halogen like airplane or balloon exploded back in 1970? What the fuck are you talking
Um,
about?
Absolutely, yes. I'm definitely a lot more engaged with something that I at least have like a semblance of knowledge of. Like, even if it's not a topic I'm particularly passionate about, but if I even have like a bit of knowledge behind it, I definitely can like be more locked in. I think for like having like my Leo and Mercury, we like to be included in like conversation. Like we want to be included, we like to engage. But for us, it's like really off-putting when like we're, say for example, we're joining maybe a conversation late and no one's at least like giving us like a heads up of like what's going on. And you're just kind of there like, so no one's going to like tell me what y'all talking about. Like no one's going to like deal me in and like let me like at least like step into the conversation. So it's quickly for us to lose interest. So I would say that's definitely a factor of having Leo and Mercury. But in terms of actually communicating, we are very expressive people. As you can probably tell from how I've been talking this whole time. Like we love to put on a little story time, paint a picture. You'll use our hands and gestures a lot. And we fluctuate our voice a lot too, to really emphasize certain points and things and whatnot. And I, not just with that, but I think I'm just a very expressive person. Period. Like I don't have a poker face for shit. I don't have a poker. Like I'm like if I peep something, I'll like they're calling it like the Gen Z stare. I'll just be like, I'll like do one of those, or like you know how like you like there's like an imaginary camera. I'll like look into the imaginary camera like and then just go back into the conversation. Like I can't hide my facial expressions for nothing. So like when I'm with my friends and something happens, they'll half of them will like look at me immediately to like gauge like if they clock the same thing. Then I look at them and they start laughing. I'm like, why are y'all looking at me? Why are y'all like
Look, I think like
okay?
that goes with the Cancer. Like it makes I saw somebody on TikTok. They were talking about the fact that Huda from Love Island, she is a Virgo sun, Virgo moon, and Cancer rising. Like, girl, she could not play poker. But I'm just like, yeah, cause I don't be thinking I have reactions, but I feel like I do because sometimes I don't be
Yeah.
thinking stuff, and I'm
So
like, mm, I
there's a
don't
dual
know.
side though. And this is where it's dangerous dealing with water sign placements because I'm going to be honest, it's very easy to lie manipulate someone. Like it can be very easy to do that. And like I say that because I have been on the receiving end and I've been on the end where I have used my emotions and I've used like my expression as like an actual poker face. So if you want to be really convinced, like I honestly, if I wanted to be an actress, I probably could. It's not hard, especially if you can put on like a convincing performance. Because there have been some times in college I knew how to put the waterworks on for
Girl,
my professors
look,
and
let me
finesse. I would
tell
finesse. I
you.
would.
Let
I
me
was a
fucking
finesse. I
tell
was a
you.
finesse queen
Look, let
in
me tell
college.
you,
Oh my gosh, I'm not proud of
girl.
it, but it got me my degrees. I got two of
Look,
them now. Okay.
let me tell you, like engineer, not engineering, but physics. My like, I cried that final. I was like, I'm not graduating in spring just because of this. Like, I'm not graduating in spring, and I was like, I cannot have an F on my transcript. So I went to this woman's office, and I'm just like, I am so sorry. Can you please like bawling, tears, crying, like, please, I just need an eye. I'll take this during the summer. I just need an eye. I don't need you to fail me. You are not about to fuck up my GPA because you are an ass of a teacher. But I'm going to put on some waterworks so I can go take this in the summer with somebody who I can understand and pass the bitch. So,
Okay.
yes.
There's a time actually where it was my freshman year, and for some reason I was in this coding class. And mind you, like, I don't even like, I'm not even like, in computer science like that. I didn't even want to be in this class. I wanted to be more so like in like PR communications and whatnot. That's what I initially wanted, but like, I don't know why my advisor did this to me. So we had this old woman of the professor who was a horrid professor. She was terrible at teaching code. Like one of my classmates, like I knew of her because we were both like in the BSC Black Student Union together and everything. So she would like help me out from time to time. But there's me and like three other students that sat next to each other and we would be like struggling. So guess what we did for the final assignment? We worked together on that shit.
Okay.
We worked together. We just made ours look a bit different and whatnot. So then eventually, like after the final exam it happens, and she asked me about the final assignment. She was like, "Hey, I saw your final assignment. I kind of noticed that it looks like a little similar to like this, that, and the third. You wouldn't know you wouldn't know anything about that, would you?" I was like, "No, I don't know anything about that at all. I barely know what I'm doing in here." And she's like, "Okay." So she trusted me completely, and I told a complete bullshit lie, and she just trusted it. Like it's just really, I hate to say that because it sounds like really bad, but it's really easy to weaponize your emotions and make it so that and manipulate people and make people think a certain way and like change the narrative and whatnot. However, you can't do that with everybody, especially for when some people who are emotionally intelligent, and not only that, but people who like, they can see through BS. Like you can't BS someone who can see through BS in the straight shooter. Like you can't do that. So you have to be really mindful of water sign placements and whatnot, especially for underdeveloped ones, because most of the time they'll either intentionally or unintentionally weaponize their emotions and their empathy, or not even empathy, but like they'll weaponize that stuff for their advantage and own gain. So that's kind of how water signs play poker. We use our emotions and lie.
He was like to clock the fuck out of him. Like, what was it? I had somebody ask me a conversation like, "Hey, you want to go like check this out like whenever you have a chance?" And I'm like, "Okay, yeah." Like,
Yeah.
but the thing is, I peeped the action as to why this question was brought to my attention. But I'm just like, why didn't you just say X, Y, and Z? You could have just said
Exactly.
this.
And that's
Like,
also, I feel like that's also why some people are afraid to confront water signs, because we can smell bullshit from a mile away. You're like, y'all smell that? Yeah, exactly. So it's like a double-sided coin. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's really
it
interesting.
is. Because
And I
I,
feel like,
oh my
yeah.
bad. I was about to
No.
say, like, the thing with it for me is just like, I am definitely growing with through therapy. It's just like not being so cognizant of people all the time. It's like, okay, hey, this is me. I'm navigating life. But when it comes to communicating, like, hey, you telling people how you feel or how you've expressed your feelings, I would be so wrapped up in how somebody would receive the message in which I'm saying to like
Same.
dilute what I'm trying to tell somebody. Because even then, with having a Mercury retrograde, it's like I get it up here, but trying to get it out to you. And then it's like, all right, feelings. How am I going to share this? But once it gets to a point where you get mad, like, don't give a fuck. I don't care. I'm gonna tell you this
Yeah,
and
we
this.
get really wrapped up in how people receive our message. Like, but that's why like we like stress ourselves out, I think, when we try to communicate with our emotions, because we're scared of how they're going to be receptive and receive that. But then it gets to a point where you just need to be cutthroat with somebody and just let cut loose. And then suddenly you rip that band-aid off, they look at you like you're a completely different person. And I'm like, well, you brought that side out of me. And like I told my friends this, and like they know, I think only a few people have seen me be actually angry and be mad. And not to sound cliche, but you won't like it when I'm angry. Like on the Hulk type shit. Like I you know that episode of the Powerpuff Girls when Bubbles was like, "Oh, how tough am I? Okay, I'll show you." And like Bubbles actually showed out. I feel like that's how water signs are, especially like me being a Cancer, because I don't like getting that way because it makes me feel like out of body and I feel horrible afterwards. But my thing is like, if you get me to the point where you got me all the way fucked up, and I'm gonna let you have it. I'm gonna tell you about yourself, but I'm gonna do it in a way where it's gonna make you feel like you're like small, like
Oh
little.
yeah. Like
Like I,
every
yeah,
if the feeling like if I want to make you feel low, I'm gonna try my damnedest.
I'm gonna
Like
take it to hell.
it's
Okay?
like I will feel so much better that you feel awful. Like that is me
Yeah.
satisfied,
Like
truly.
literally, I, I don't know who I was talking to, but I was telling about a conversation I had with someone and what like how I was just over it and done with them and how I read them, and she was and they're like, you know what? Remind me to never make you mad. Like, let me not do that. And I was like, you probably shouldn't do that.
Mm-mm. So I'm just
Like, don't
like
do that.
you don't feel away, but I'm like, I definitely see that too. Also, though, because you have your Virgo North Node in your 10th house of profession, career, how you present yourself. So you have that knowledge, have those receipts, like the capability of having receipts. That on top of like the nostalgia and wanting to have that exactness. That's what I think of too together.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. But back to your Mercury. So, when you go travel, do you feel like you are engaging with another aspect of yourself? Because the ninth house deals with long distance travel, it also deals with philosophy, the higher mind, the third house of the abstract. Well, no, third house, concrete, ninth house, abstract mind. So, long distance travel, like school, all that good stuff. So, do you feel specifically when it comes to travel? Because I know you told me about like the trips that you've had, and you've come back home to chill, get your bearings. How is it when it goes to travel? Do you feel like it's a break from your day-to-day norm, being able to engage with different cultures, different people, and being able to engage with a different side of yourself that you're not able to on the day-to-day?
Oh, absolutely. When I'm traveling, I'm outside. Okay, I'm outside. Like when I'm at home, I like to be home. I don't like to go out too much, especially just because like where I live, I'm particularly not fond of like the stuff up there is to do. And also I live further from like the city. So it's just a whole hassle. And I have to like mentally prepare myself for all this. And like I can't even drink or do anything. So I have to make sure I get home. And it's just a lot. It's a whole thing. But when I'm traveling, when I'm outside. I'm outside. Like, don't ask me about my job. Like, unless it's a business trip, of course. Like, if it's not business related, I'm not thinking about work. I'm not thinking about nothing. I'm just ready to explore, live life, breathe air. Somehow I know I'm gonna get there. And feel some wonderful. Like, not to throw in the iCarly intro, but like that's how I feel when I travel. Like, it's a chance to like explore and do new things. Like, I don't like to eat at places that like I have back home. And if I do have like those options, I'll try to get something different on the menu. I'm very intentional about how I engage in like those areas, especially I'm outside of the United States and whatnot. And even like I'm not afraid to put myself out there and whatnot. And especially just because being a Black woman, you're going to, and also not even just that, being a Black woman is someone who has Pluto conjunct their ascendant. I'm going to have attention drawn to me, whether I like it or not. I'm a tall, thick woman, and I have these placements. I'm a Sag rising also, so I'm like, you're gonna see, I'm curvy. That's part of having Sag rising, and then like having Pluto in the first house. Like, it's just going. Attention's gonna find me whether I like it or not. Like, like people like, who's the MC? Like, they're gonna point me out because I stick out like a sore thumb. I can't help it. So I've embraced that side of me, and like I'm not afraid to like do like bold, fun hairstyles or fun clothing, or really just put that shit on, because it's like either way, it's like I'm gonna have attention on me whether I like it or not. Like, if I try to blend in, I notice that more attention's put on me. So I'd rather have like positive attention by just being in my truth versus like not. So when I'm traveling, I'm just a lot more outgoing, more friendly, and I try to be a lot more positive. Like, I went through one of the most tumultuous travel days of my life trying to go see Beyonce, and instead of crashing out, I like prayed to God, and I was like, God, please allow me to just be calm, be actionable, but also be receptive to how I'm taking the energy and being mindful of how I communicate to people, because I was sleep deprived and pissed the fuck off. So I knew that like one wrong thing and I will crash out and ruin everyone's day. And that was like the last thing that I needed. So instead, I moved intentionality and kindness. And so as a result, I was able to get to my destination safely. And I met some amazing people, did some networking. I helped out a college student. I connected with them and whatnot, and to potentially them getting an internship at my company. And like, I just met some really amazing people. And also I got some of my stuff from my room too, because I messed up my reservation somehow at my hotel. I got 5 drink tickets and 3 meal tickets. Like, I was just getting all the stuff.
Hey.
And like, when you change your mindset, especially around traveling, you're more receptive to just like receiving things and receiving goodness and whatnot. So it's important just to just be mindful. I do like to have at least a semblance of a plan, of an idea of what I want to do, but also I'm not afraid to go off the beaten path and just be spontaneous and see where things take us. So like, I'm like a bit of both.
I think that definitely like goes into the Sag rising aspect, because when it comes to traveling too, when I get there, I'm just like, all right, like I'll do stuff that I won't do here. Like with my car, like okay, I have my car. Driving around Sacramento, I'm going to drive around Sacramento. But what is it? When I went to Denver, when I went to Chicago, when I've gone to Oakland, I will take the train. I don't care. I will take the bus. Like
Oh
getting
yeah.
around, yes, that
Oh,
is.
I was, yeah, when I was in London last year, baby, me and the tube were locked in. So I actually met a mutual friend of ours, our London friend. I met her.
You did? Oh my
Yeah, we have a picture together.
God.
Yeah, yeah, I met her and everything. And so like I did some research about the tube prior to it, but like I just needed her to show me a few extra things. And when she did, I was like, I was moving like I was a Londoner. I was moving like I lived there, because I was just using the tube to go everywhere. I even used the bus a couple times here and there, and I don't use public transit back in the United States also because the United States is like very car centric. Like, you have to have a car, and like majority of like the US cities and like the whole country, like I think there's only a couple of handful places where you can be fine without a car, but that's not the case. But in Europe, it's really different. It's like very people centric, and it's also Europe's a lot smaller and like and whatnot. It's like not as big and spread out as the United States. So I did a lot more walking, a lot more engaging with people, took the public transit. Like, I recently came back from France and whatnot. And so my mom was actually over there with us. My mom was freaking out, like saying, T, like, are you sure you know what you're doing? Like, are you sure you know where to go? And I'm like, Mom, I did all my research on TikTok. I did everything I need to do. I knew we're gonna be fine. So I had her get the little travel card on her Apple Wallet. We had the travel card on our Apple Wallet. We went ahead and used the metro, took us to the Louvre Museum, and then like even to Versailles. She's like, "How are we gonna get to Versailles? Like, I don't like. Are you sure you know what you're doing?" Like, yes. It takes an hour to get there. We just gotta go to this train station and catch the train. We'll be good. And it's just like, like I like to be prepared when I'm going out the country more so. But it's like I don't mind doing stuff that I don't have back home.
Yeah, like having that experience to take in like what else is different because you learn so much. Like it's an
Yes.
experience you're
It's part of the
taking it in.
culture. Yeah.
Like that is a huge aspect and point of it. Now, like what is it? What is it? So we're gonna shift to like the transits that are happening now because literally
Ooh.
yesterday Saturn retrograded in Aries. So yes, if it depending on if you're on the East Coast Saturn retrograded in Aries early this morning. If you're on the West Coast, Saturn retrograded in Aries like around 9 o'clock last night. So going back, reviewing, internalizing, reflecting on things that have taken place while Saturn has been moving forward in Aries, probably like 1, 2 degrees. So yeah, how has it been for you? Because I know like with the fifth house, like with us having Saturn in Aries in our fifth house, Aries rules our fifth house, and that sense of creativity, like the initiation, the drive. I see for me with this, like, yes, getting this shit up off the ground, like talking to people, doing the podcasting and stuff, but really having to have a sense of seriousness to it. Like, all right, what are you going to do? Like, all right, I see that I'm doing these recordings, but I also see like going back and doing the edits, putting it up there, X, Y, and Z, this, and this. And like, okay, this is great,
Yeah.
but management, time management. So, how is that for you when it comes to content creation, like doing streaming, doing cosplay? How is that? Like, what?
Yeah, so honestly, a lot of it has been trying to get back to normal and get back into a routine because I haven't had a routine for a long time. Like even before I did all my traveling, a lot was happening. Like, I initially was going to the gym regularly and whatnot, and then I got sick after a trip for like a whole week, and then my sleep schedule was destroyed. I would stay up super late. I would never sleep. Like it was just all over the place. So I never had like a stable schedule to actually get things done. And then prior to me traveling, I did start being more consistent with content creating. And so like I would take a lot of clips from on or off stream, started editing them more intentionally and pushing it on TikTok a little bit more often, trying to post like at least once a day or so. But there's still more that I could be doing. However, with traveling and being able to kind of just be in different places and different cities and whatnot, I wasn't able to stream consistently. I wasn't able to do a lot of things consistently. But the hiatus was needed because I was starting to not be as passionate and intentional about stuff I was doing. And I was getting a little bit burnt out, honestly. So traveling and meeting the people I met and just engaging with like different cultures and whatnot, it really encouraged me to just document a lot, in which I did. But I have a bad habit of I'll just do all these recordings and vlogging, and I won't post the content and whatnot. I have so much stuff I got from France, and I have yet to like actually sit down and sift through it. So for me, like coming back when I was finally done with like my travels, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna be really more intentional about the goals I want to accomplish, especially with content creating. So like getting back into streaming, and whatnot. Also, not only that, but actually like going through all the footage I took and like pushing it out there because I realized I can push this out on my own time. I don't have to be bound by like, oh, since I went on the trip around this time, I had to get out this quickly. I can just get it out in my own time. And that's important because I work in corporate America. I have a very demanding schedule. Like, I've barely been talking or engaging with my friends and like our group chats because I've just been so busy. But it's been good though because I've been able to kind of focus a bit more about like my schedule. So ever since I came back from France, actually, like my sleep schedule has completely changed. And I can not sleep past 9 o'clock now. I get tired easily and I can't sleep past 9 a.m., which is honestly like a whole reset that happened to my body. And because of that, I'm a lot more intentional about going to the gym now, and whatnot. And I just feel great in the gym, even though it's been a very humbling experience because I'm like starting over kind of, but it's been rewarding already because I'm like feel really steadfast more so than I did in my previous like gym rat era. So I feel just a lot more steadfast in this. And so I think it's about carrying that intentionality into content creating and whatnot. And I realize the things that I want for myself. So right now, this time period has been very more so focused on like building out my schedule, building my routine, and putting like down on paper, like, okay, what goals do you have, work towards? So for me, this is kind of perfect because I'm about to turn 27. So I'm kind of using like this season as like a timeline for a year. So what things do you want to accomplish before you turn 28 next year? And so that's kind of what I'm being intentional about. So I have some content creating goals, I have some fitness goals, and I actually have some like personal skill goals as well. So I'm really excited to just really start to focus on building a routine. And that's like hard because I have my Pisces South node. Like the whole theme of my Virgo and Pisces nodes is like having routine and sticking with it. But I feel like right now it's more so like building more discipline and routine in my life and just kind of evolving and changing as well. Because ever since I came home from like my travels since the beginning of July, every single day without fail, I will see 111 or 1111 every single day. Even like in conversation, like I was playing card games with my family and we were talking about my score. It was like, oh, look at your score is like a 111. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah. And like literally first thing this morning, I wake up, I see it. Like it just every single day. I feel like my guardian angels or whoever is like, our ancestors, whoever, I'm just being yelled at every day, but also in an encouraging way saying, hey, like you're on the right path. Cause like I've been going back to church more frequently and more consistently, like just doing things more consistently. And I feel like seeing that angel number is like an affirmation that's like you are on the right path. Like just keep going. But yeah.
Girl, speaking of angel numbers, it's just like one day, I don't know, I see it like even this morning, like I got this tattooed. It looks like it's two, which I think is cool because it's supposed to be 555. It is
Yeah,
555,
I could tell.
but
Yeah.
it also looks like 222 upside down.
Oh,
So yeah, I was like, am I going through psychosis? Because the reason why I asked that is like I was on the highway and like I saw one car say 777. Literally the next car right beside it say 444. Like on the way, it's like 1111, 999, 888, all these different numbers. So I'm just like, we here.
no, I feel the same way because there's like one day where I saw 111 or 1111 4 times, like in a day, and they'll be like random. Like first thing in the morning, I woke up, checked my notifications. It was 111,
Yeah, like,
111, and
and
then
even
there's like a one below it too. And like, I think it's interesting too because my life path number is one. Um,
mine is 11.
oh, look at, oh
Yeah.
my God, Joe.
Exactly. Egg fucking exactly. 111. There you go, girl. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Yo,
Yeah.
that's the second. I guess that's number two today. Shoot.
Yeah. There you go.
Like it'll be so random. Like I'll see it on signs. I'll see it in emails. I'll see it in like notifications. And again, in conversation and like in this instance, like that just
Yeah.
happened. But I just feel like these are just all affirming signs that I'm like, keep doing what you're doing. So like I feel like part of it was like me getting yelled at by whoever my guardian angel or ancestors are, but also it's also a reminder like, hey, like keep going. Like I've prayed about it so many times. Like I was once at work, I was freaked out because I saw it like again for like the fourth time that day. I went to the bathroom and I sat in the stall and I prayed because I was like, God, what are you trying to tell me? Like, help me receive the message you're trying to give me. And I'll even say that prayer at night too. And like, I'll just see things throughout the day that'll happen that'll kind of reaffirm that I'm on the right track. So it's like, when I tell you, it's July 13th. When I tell you since July 1st, I've been seeing that number every day without fail. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's something just to see like the messages that take place in life, and it's just
Yeah.
like some people just dismiss them. I'm like, how can you go about doing that? Like even at the grocery
Yeah.
store today, like I was at the grocery store and I saw like it said 11:05, and I'm like, that's my birthday. Like it's not the first time I've seen my birthday in the angel like in numbers. And I'm just like, what does this mean? I need to look that up, but I definitely see a lot of like 555. I saw 555 so much last year, but I think about it, it's like my all three of my names have five letters in them. My favorite number is five. Like,
Oh, for,
yeah,
you know,
it's a lot.
so it's interesting for me is that like for me, my favorite number is four, and four is actually my lucky number. Like actually in numerology, it is. which is ironic. So I remember something happened to me, and it was like I saw 111 earlier in the day, and then something happened to me, and then I saw 444 just jump at me, and I was like, wow, that's like, I was
Ew.
like, bro, it's like I don't know what it is, and it's just been so freaky lately. And mind you, like when it comes to seeing angel numbers, like you can't seek them out; they come to you. Like
Mhm.
they will appear when they're trying to tell you something. It'll be like the most random periods of time. And so that's why like it's just been like freaky for me because literally since like I came back home, they said, okay, now that you're home, it's time to level up. And I feel like seeing all these numbers, especially with the meaning and significance of 1 and 11, especially 1, is just, it's a sign that, you are manifesting, you're working towards things. Like there are powerful forces at work that are nudging you in the direction you need to go in. Just keep going in that direction because everything that you're manifesting is going to come into fruition. And that's like the big significance of like 111. I've also been seeing a lot of dragonflies too. And I looked up the spiritual meaning of dragonflies, and I've learned that like dragonflies have a lot to do with like rebirth and transformation, and whatnot, and also just kind of entering into like a new like power or a new self, which is really interesting because
Mm.
the eighth house is often related to a rebirth and change. So I found that to be really profound.
That makes me think about too, like with the fact of it's like a nodal return, not a nodal return, but it's like a, I have it written down. What did it say? A nodal reversal. So that's what it is. So the south node is going through your 10th house where your north node is in Virgo, and the north node is going through your where your south node is in Pisces. So that is just like feeling a shift around things when it comes to work or how you want to be seen, and like starting to rethink what success looks like to you. Have you been picking up on that at this point in time? Because I ain't gonna hold you. I definitely feel it for me with like God working where I work. It's just like, hey, I'm still working. But yeah, just like
No,
for you. But how is it?
absolutely. Again, like I mentioned, I work in corporate America, but I work in like Fortune 500 corporate America, serious corporate America. And it is so sucking. And I don't like it. And it's crazy. I'm good at it, actually. I'm really good at corporate America. It's really easy. Well, it's not easy. There's cutthroat moments of it, but like, and the way that I have navigated it from my mentors and just from like myself, it's know how to do corporate America and it's easy, but I don't like it. I see the lives of my executives, and like I also grew up with a dad who he was like really high up in corporate America. Like at one point he was like a president of a company and whatnot. And like I just noticed in my childhood that like my dad was barely around because of his job, and he kind of put job over his family. And so from I think having that experience as a kid into like what I'm seeing now, it's like it's just kind of sad and pathetic. So like another example too is like, so I love my boss, I adore her, but she told me like she honestly finds purpose in life from working, and to the point where she had PTO all last week, but she was still like checking in and teams messaging me about certain stuff, and I'm like, girl, go, you're on vacation, like go be on
Mhm.
vacation. And I'm like, I might be a generational thing because she's like a Gen X person, like the baby boomers and Gen Xers, they love to work. But my thing is like, I don't, I listen, I work to live. If I'm on PTO, don't bother me for shit unless the sky is falling. I
Don't
don't
call
I don't
me.
want to hear about, I don't want to think about work, hear about work. I don't want to, not a damn thing unless like it's life or death, because for me, my purpose in life is to experience life, and I want to live life to the fullest that I can. I want to see the world, I want to experience the world, I want to do all these things. And so it's just being in corporate America kind of feels like a prison. And like I saw something like a really profound thing while I was in my car before I left work one day. So there's like a actual like barbed wire fence around my entire facility because I work in aerospace. It's a very like serious business. There's a lot of top secret stuff there. There's a lot of security. So there's like this tall barbed wire fence, and then I'm just kind of sitting here like bogged down and tired. Like I'm just exhausted. Then as I'm looking, I see this like pretty yellow bird just perch itself on top of the fence, and it's just kind of sitting there, just from inside the gate. It flew on top of the gate, then it flew out the gate. And I was like, wow, like I want to be that bird. That I want to be free. And when I say want to be free, I want to have the freedom to be my own person for once, and especially in what I do for work. I want to be my own boss. I want to have the freedom to be able to like dictate how I work, when I work, who I work with, and the things that I do, and not on the whim of a corporate machine. Because like there's just been a lot of stuff that's happened to me, like especially this year in corporate America, where it's like a reminder that you are just a cog in this machine. Like there are things that will happen that I physically can't do or have say so over because I don't have that power. Like that power is relinquished from me. And I think having my Sag placements and also like having like the ninth house aspects and like the like my 10th house aspects, it's like it makes me feel trapped or imprisoned. And so I really would be more intentional about the things that I do, especially when it comes to content creating, because I know I have the skill set to be successful in this, but I don't want to be controlled anymore. I feel like I have to just do certain things, and people want me to climb the corporate ladder, but I don't want to, honestly. Like I've seen things, and like from what I've seen and what I've heard, like all that money and power, and for what though? Like to, it just, I feel like it comes at a cost. And like, will it be a lot more hard work for me to be able to be my own boss? Yes. I'm gonna get this shit out the mud, but it'll be a lot more rewarding because I am my own boss. I'm doing things that I want to do, that I'm passionate about, and there's freedom in that. And I want freedom. I value freedom.
That is a whole ass word in itself because, yes, as someone who has a similar chart, definitely understandable because appreciating the position that I've been in for the past 5 years with my job, I've thoroughly, greatly enjoyed it. Great
Same. I
opportunity.
get to travel
Got
out
it.
the world on the company's dime. Like they sent me to the
Exactly.
UK on their dime, so like I'm gonna enjoy it while I can for sure. But it's like this is not a permanent thing for me.
Exactly. But that's the thing though too. It's just like with the position that I'm in and being in the job that I'm or the role that I have, I had a conversation with somebody back in September that's like, yeah, the illusion of security. And I'm just like, ooh, the sense of illusion relative to a position is just like, yeah, you think that this will be here, but less than like 6 months later, we see thousands of people who have worked for this company for like 30, 40 years just dip. And I'm just like, I don't feel called to leave yet. Amidst all the calamity and craziness that's taking place, I don't feel like it's time to leave.
Yeah, and I think also too, just with being in my job, like or just being in corporate America, I'm doing what I have to do so I can do what I want to do. And
Exactly.
that's kind of like the mindset that I have. But my overall goal is like by 2027, 2028, I hope that I'm in a position where I can finally like leave my job and just be my own person. And my thing is like, if I actually do become successful in content creating, a role that I made for myself is I had to be making double my salary minimum to be able to do that.
That's a part. Cause yeah, this is nice. Like I've told people like this is a hobby. Like right now,
Yeah.
doing podcasting and getting it out there for one, like coming off of my Saturn return, like wanting to do this during Saturn return and like not knowing all the things to do. And it's like now it's like, oh, okay, cool. We record, give myself a day to just like chill, then get back to it, go back to editing and all that good stuff. But even little things, it's just like, okay, I want this to grow. I want this to do something, but it's just like, what? What's the
Yeah.
foundations? And that's biggest thing. It's just like building on the foundations. Because it's like, all right. People like, well, you can do streaming. I'm like, I don't like being perceived. But people just like, well, you can have this like the option where people like, if you don't want people to see your background, do the green screen. Like, do the thing where
It's
you're
not
like
even
in
that,
that.
it's just actually being perceived.
Yes, it's just
Yeah.
like seeing. And then I think about too, we're gonna throw a little asteroid in there. Lilith is the thing that's just like
And
rebellion up
it's
against
in
it.
my
And I have
11th house.
that's in my sixth house. I have it in Taurus
Girl.
in the day to day. So it's just like trying to get a solidified schedule with this stuff. I'm just like, I don't feel like doing this.
It's hard. It's hard. I think for me, it's more so like, and this is with content creating, I'm trying to get better at it, but like, you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take in life, period.
Yeah.
You do. And I think I've gotten to a point in my life where I'm in my I don't give a fuck era, you know? So my thing, like, I'm not afraid to double text, triple text somebody, okay? I don't give a fuck. You're gonna get these messages, okay? Like, I don't care. And if you don't respond or receive it, then you know what? Cool. No response is a response, and I'll go about my merry way. Goodbye. You know? And not even just with that, but like even with content creating in itself, like it's gonna be it's okay to be cringe. It's okay to do whatever you want. Like I'm a very unserious individual as well. Like I don't take myself too seriously. I like to have fun and be goofy and whatnot. So I'm not just like, it's gonna be out there, and then you can either be like, what? like be weird about it or not. And my thing is like, guess what? Do you give me my paycheck? Do you pay for all of this? Do you do anything that benefits my life? No, but guess what? You're engaging with me still. And guess what? Thank you for your view. Thank you for your engagement. Now get the fuck out of my comments.
That is a good perspective to take because, oh, my Saturn in the third house makes me perceive myself as serious. Like, words I'm gonna say is be serious.
I think it's because I have my Uranus and my Neptune kind of there in the third house, and like, especially I think having like the Uranus aspect, and it's in Aquarius as well. So it's more so it's like, girl, who gonna check you type energy.
I think
I
that's what like
yeah
Aquarius is like. What is it? It's not a God complex with communicating, but it's just like, all right, I know this. I'm knowledgeable. You ain't about to say shit to me
yeah,
about this.
and
Like,
it's not even just that. I think it's about how we present ourselves also a little bit because like with the third house, there's like technology, communication, and whatnot. And with that being in Aquarius, Aquarius honestly leans on like poking at things that are a bit like avant-garde, like a bit things that are like abstract and whatnot, and not afraid to like step out and just try different and new things. But at the same time, it's like, okay, so who gonna check you though? Exactly. So my thing is like, and I think it goes back into having like the rising sign that I have and whatnot. You're gonna get what you're gonna get. And same with having Pluto conjunct my rising sign with that these aspects. It's like, listen, this is me. This is me in all my glory. This is who I am. You can take it or leave it. I don't care either way because at the end of the day, like you're not impacting my bread. You're not impacting my bread. You're not impacting my lifestyle, my living. I like what I like. Like my mom will tell me like, I don't like your hair. I don't like your outfit. And I'm like, okay, well, I like my outfit. That's too bad. You know? So it's like getting
I
into
need
like
to
I
hear
don't
this.
give a fuck era. Like really just not caring.
I needed to hear this, like for real, for real, for real,
Yes.
for real, for real, for real. Because it's like I feel like I have capabilities, I have talents. I'm just like I'm scared to interact with them or do them because of how I'll be perceived. Like
Can I tell a
cosplaying.
story?
Well, yeah. What's up? Tell me.
It's about you actually.
Oh my God. Okay, tell
So
me.
it's about how Easy Astro was created.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So, for those who, like, well, just for a little story time. So I worked in social media and branding, not
You're good.
so Imina really was interested in starting to get into either content creating or something with astrology, but she was kept guessing, second guessing herself and whatnot. So I told her, listen, you have the skill set there. Like you just need the platform. So let me help you with your branding process and what's representative of who you are. And then you can put yourself out there. And let me tell y'all, she second guessed herself a lot on the journey, but she's doing great now. Cause now look, Easy Astro's thriving and whatnot. We brainstormed the brand together and I'm just so proud of her and like what she's done with it.
Like,
Yes. So this is your sign to stop second guessing yourself, sis. Like you got the talents, you have the knowledge. Stop being so nervous.
I would be nervous. Like even at DreamCon, like getting into the anime aspect. Okay, I did the whole maid as Psyche K, and I was gonna ask like, do you like after I did it? Like okay, I didn't take pictures, I didn't do poses. I made a TikTok, so that was great. In the fact, like I made that TikTok then, didn't do any edits and posted it, and it got like a good amount of likes. I'm like, okay, that's all
Yeah,
right. But then with like UK, like people like you killed that, you did that, da 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 da.
you
Da," and I'm just
did.
like, thank you. I didn't do a lot of poses, and I'm just like, I'm kind of nervous to post
I
it.
think it just goes back to like how you don't like to be perceived. It goes back to that aspect because I remember there was something and you like you kept asking, are you sure this is right? Like, are you sure? I'm like, yes, like you are fine, you're doing a good job. Like, and the thing is that with social media is a big part of it is like none of this is real. Like a lot of this is not real and whatnot. Like, if anything, you just have to live in your own world and just be blissfully ignorant. It's okay to be a little blissfully
You
ignorant
gotta be
when it comes
Delulu
to
out here
being
to get
content.
dressed.
Okay, but
Like,
sometimes being Delulu is the Salulu. Okay, look
oh,
at Nicolandria stands.
look,
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 oh girl,
girl, God, look.
girl.
Look, she went to Tuskegee. I'm like, that's Tuskegee fam all day. I want you to be happy. Like, why didn't y'all not pick this up? I'm so happy that mamas came up on there and told them. I'm like, look, girl,
But
what we
like,
doing?
I listen. Whatever Kool Aid Nicolandria fans were sipping on, I need some of that because they manifested this.
They saw it from the beginning. And I'm just
They really manifested this into reality, and I'm like, that goes back into the power of like manifestation, and sometimes why being the Lulu is a Salulu. And I can really relate to that because I have heavy Neptune placements to the point where because in opposition with my son, I do have a very imaginative like mind. And so when I get a vision in my mind, I stick with it. But sometimes I have found myself getting really lost in that vision or imagination because of that opposition and whatnot with reality. So I've gotten to a point where it's like, okay, how can I turn these visions like and whatnot into reality better? So it goes back into being more intentional and actionable about these like ideas and visions that you have in mind. But having that placement also makes me extremely creative as well.
See,
So yeah.
mine, Uranus and Neptune are at 18 degrees in Capricorn, and they're opposed my moon, and then that's squared my Venus, and then those bitches are squared my Venus. So it's like,
Damn.
oh, I have this high expectation
Damn.
of like this, what I want to do, and I'm just like, I don't have the shit that I want or the things that I
Yeah.
need to make what I have up here tangible out here. And then
I
people are like, yeah, you got to work with what you got. I'm just like, this ain't what I want to work with, though. I need
but
more.
that's when this is when I would say this is when you want to lean into your cardinal and fixed sign energy, because your cardinal signs help you see the vision, but your fixed signs are going to help you get the shit done. Like
Fuck.
I wish I had more fixed sign energy in my chart because my chart is mainly cardinal signs and also mutable. So I'm very much so delusional when it comes to stuff. Like I'll like get this idea and grand execution in my mind, which is why I'm a great brainstormer and I'm good at corporate America because I just be bullshitting and like people like, oh yeah, that's really good. I'm like, that's off the dome. I just be like, it's the truth though. And then immutable signs be like, okay, la di da di da. Right.
Bro.
But I'm like, if I had the execution, big sign, if I had the execution of a Taurus, like a Taurus or a Virgo, this one of those placements, I would get shit done. I would get shit done.
Like, I just, for one, while you were talking, I just realized, oh, I have a whole ass T square, like in my chart with like Capricorn, Libra, and then like the open leg is Aries. So literally leaning into the child aspect of things or creativity. And then having like four placements in Scorpio in the 12th house, it's like, hey, we're not going to be in the spotlight. It's going to be behind the scenes, but I like to be like I like to be seen when I want to be seen. I'm like, all right,
Mm.
appreciate like I like how I look, but it's like don't be trying to expect more from me. Like what was it? That one TikTok that I made of like the Naruto, like the first
Yeah,
TikTok that got
I
like
love
thousands of
those.
likes. People like, oh,
Yeah.
you should do this for Bleach. I'm like, no, don't try to tell me what to fucking do. Don't do it. And then because that turned me off completely to doing
Does
stuff, and I'm just like, no.
that kind of goes back to I think your Scorpio being in your 12th house also.
Mm.
I feel like with that, there's a lot of like the 12th house is the most mysterious house to me. Like people like to focus on the 8th house, but the 12th house is right there.
The 12th house, they
And
said, like, I read in the book, they was like, yeah, you can
yeah.
use whatever's in the 12th house to help make you money. And I'm just like, okay, because that's the placement of stuff like you want to provide of service to
Yeah.
people. And I'm like, okay, that's great. I want to be of service to people. I want to be able to help people, like, be able to help them with astrology insight to talk about that, like, not talk about them, but
Book it for chart reading now or else.
exactly. So it's just like telling people the insight of just like, hey, this is what's up, this is happening, this is what is transpiring for you to contextualize your experiences. And even that's the thing, like 12th house is just like it's that line of just like illusion. So a lot of the times, like I'm like 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Like I'm here, but it's just like I take in so much. Like I'd go back to it again. DreamCon loved it. I'm a homebody. I don't be going out like outside. So when I was out there, like you said, I was outside. Like didn't get back
Yeah.
to like 5 o'clock sometimes going out there. But when I came back, it was like, okay, we got to recharge. We can't be doing all that. But even then, it's like, hey, this is a lot. Like I gotta go sit outside and like decompress, kind of just like be away from people. Like like I feel like with 12th house placements, we need that solitude. Like 12th house is
It-
dealing with
yeah.
isolation, like literally like isolate. Like ironically enough, I think back to every time in college, like 12th house deals with the bedroom. Every time when I tell you, fucking tell you, freshman year, I had a roommate from Tuskegee, was barely ever there. So the room primarily was to myself. Like I moved to another dorm second semester freshman year, had a roommate from Birmingham. She was rarely ever there, so had the room to myself. Sophomore year, person moved out of the dorm, other person came in, really didn't stay there, had the room to myself. Junior year, Person was staying there, ended up staying with her boyfriend, had the room to myself. Senior year, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take it upon myself to just stay by myself. And that's what I did. Grad school had the largest room in the fucking house. So it's just like needing that. I feel like the 12th house and 4th house come together because Pisces is like home, but it's expanded in some sense.
Yeah.
And it's
And
just
what's
like
your Jupiter in again?
my Jupiter's in Libra. So like
Ooh,
Venus is
yeah.
like, hey, I learn from these partnerships. I learn from engaging. Like you share with me, like, hey, I take that knowledge and apply it. I really come to find out like a lot of information that I've received in life that sticks with me is from Libra placements, like the way I pack, or from Venusian placements, the way I pack. Like when I look back, I understand, like blind spots in cars and stuff, and they have like the things on your cars or in your vehicles now, like they'll light up and show you your blind spot. I learned from somebody who's a Taurus, like, hey, when you're getting into another lane, look over, like it don't just rely on your mirrors, look over into that bitch. So all these little things, like I see that taking place, but yeah, I just want to lean into stuff, make it work, do more. So I said I would probably get into, not probably, I would get into cosplay more. I said I was going to do that, but we'll see. We'll see.
I think the best thing for our placements is that I think we're very much so like I'm going to do it at my own timing and my own pace. And if people try to force me into it, I'm not going to do it. So with that being said, you just have to really feel it, and then when you get the feeling, you have to just act on it because it can be fleeting. It can be very fleeting, but I think because of the retrograde in Saturn right now, we can use this energy, this focused energy, to our advantage to just be more intentional about doing things and whatnot, like actually getting things done across the board, across the finish line. Because we'll have all these great ideas, and then where's the execution? And I'm reading myself to filth right now because I'm the biggest perpetrator of this.
Yeah, I'm just like, it's like where you said, where's the execution? I'm like, where's the follow through? Like, literally, that, like, I have this whiteboard of things over here, and it's like, yeah, be making the jokes about Aries, like, what about your list? And I'm just like, what about your list, girl? Like, what are you doing?
A checklist be helping though. The checklist be helping.
It does. Like I definitely with having Virgo in the 10th house, like marking stuff off on things to do, like I'll just write things. But I think that's where the fixed aspect of like having a prominent thing, a fixed sign, is just like I will sit there and just like knock shit out and not give myself a break. Like I'm like, all right, my stomach, like I can feel it, I can sense it. Let me continue to work on this. Let me continue to do this. And I'm like, all right, no, you gotta stop, you gotta eat, take a break, give yourself some fresh eyes to review back over some stuff. And I think like it's just gradually growth with that because like promise you at this point in time it's like editing, reviewing, revising, going back because at some point in time when I was younger, the what I initially provided, that's all I wanted to give you. Like that's it. You
Hmm.
ain't getting that like this. I promise you, if it would have been Mina before her Saturn return, like, oh, okay, cool, this is it. We gonna post this, gonna upload it, ain't no problems. Like having all the pauses, the spaces,
Yeah.
breath works, all that stuff. So just like really taking the time to pause and like, all right, you can go back and re-edit some stuff. It might not be the same thing. You might have something that you like that's different from what you saw initially. So
Yeah.
just seeing that show up in place in real time.
That's good to know because I'm getting to a point where I'll be entering that side of return period eventually soon. So this is
Ooh.
good to know. I'm not, of course, not there yet, but like in a couple years, that'll be me.
Yes, you gotta take it like, look, take the mindfulness, take consideration, especially
Yeah.
like with it being in your sixth house, like work, service, how you tend to people on a day to
Health,
day,
routine.
health. Girl, it's like gonna make you like, hey, you need a routine. Like, what you doing? How you got it? What's up with you
And
now?
that's what I feel now with this retrograde. Like, I feel like this is like a preview for when I actually get into my side of return. It's just only in Aries this time. But it's like, I've just been a lot more intentional about, like, okay, like, I need to make my routine.
But I say though too is that, excuse me, you have like placements that you don't have anything opposing your Taurus placement. You don't. You
I
don't have.
don't?
I don't think so. Not in your 12th house of Scorpio, do you?
Oh, hold on. I have my chart right here. Hold on.
Because I'm thinking just like how this would show up. Because you have a lot of like flowing at well
I have a,
sextiling aspects to
I have
your
a lot of
Saturn.
sextiles. I
So
do.
that'll help you out like with that.
Oh, actually, there's a square. It squared my sun.
Wait,
There's like a red. I think this is a square. Hold on.
oh, because it is what degree is your Saturn at?
It's at 3.
And your sun is at 28 degrees?
Yeah. It's hold on. I have it up right now. I can see it. I can share my screen real quick. Crap. Window. Uh so this is can you see this?
Yes, I can see that.
Yep.
So,
So if you see here, there's a square.
okay. I guess because like those later degree orbs and stuff that take place. But
Yeah.
yeah, so you would have, I look at it like based upon the sign because it's like, hey, it's in Taurus. You have your Jupiter in Pisces. You have these placements in your eighth house of other folks, other people's funds, money. So when it comes to what I see is just like when it comes to having that sixth house day to day interactions being of prominence for you when your Saturn return comes, you'll see it relative to some aspects of family as well as like navigating other people's finances.
Yeah. It's interesting though because well this is not in whole sign houses. This is like in like the Placidus.
Hmm.
So like it's like touching a bit of like the fifth house, which is interesting, but in whole sign it'd be sixth house.
Yeah. So
So it's
you
like I think aspects of both houses.
Yeah, so you got it. Like, it is no problem at all. Being able, especially like being able to navigate and being aware of it at this point in time, that's the important part. Because it's like, hey, some people go into this stuff blindly and then having the capability to reflect. I'm like, oh, okay, well, this and this and this and this took place. Like with the podcast episode I had with my friend Oliver, he was explaining like his Saturn return kicked off with his car being stolen. And I'm just like, oh,
Oh.
yeah, my Saturn.
Oh.
Yeah, like my Saturn return kicked
Shit.
off with mine, like getting into a wreck. So it's like, oh, well, you're not
Oh.
alone. You're
Yep.
not alone.
But
So
yeah, I do have a lot of trines and sextiles. That's crazy. I'm
easy
looking at
flowing
this.
aspects. Easy flowing aspects, bro.
I'm just a very chill girl. I'm just a very chill
I'm
girl.
mad that it's like two cancer placements that done said I'm just a very chill guy and chill girl, and y'all are hilarious. Okay.
Okay, because like here's the thing of cancers. We actually are, well, I would say all cancers, but most of us we're very easygoing people and we're very caring and nurturing. Just treat us right and you'll get that loving back. But come at us with some bullshit. Oh, okay.
So with that, what anime character you feel like embodies that with cancer? It's like,
Ooh, which is like a okay, so it's not an anime character, but a cartoon character. Katara from Avatar: The Last Airbender is a like literally a textbook cancer. Like literally, she is cancer personified, I feel like.
really?
Like if you think about it though, here's the thing, like she's very motherly, very nurturing, very caring. She's also very emotional and very passionate and whatnot. She's not people like try to say like she's like a crybaby. Katara's not a crybaby though. And the way she lashes out in anger is terrifying. Like
Oh, you
the
think
way
like
Katara is like that's like how cancers are when they are angry and like that's the thing too like when I get angry I'll get to a point where I'll tear up and cry but the reason why I'm crying is because if I'm doing it as a release because if I don't cry I want to physically get violent. I want to like either scream attack or do something. It's crying is like a defense mechanism for me to like not lash out in that way, but instead channel the emotions into a different outlet so I can let that anger flow out of me. And that's why I cry when I get angry because if I don't, I'm going to touch someone. I'm laying hands on something. I'm going to do something like I'm going to either get really violent or like something like I'll have to like scream or like I have to like my body will just be shaking and like an uncontrollable like in an uncontrollable way where like I have to release somewhere, either scream or cry, or like if not, it's not going to be received well. So Katara just like has a lot of personality traits about her where it's like she can be easygoing, but she also is like motherly and nurturing and she wants people to be on their shit. And so she's not afraid to call people out when like stuff's going wrong and whatnot, but she's also having to be the emotional strong one. People often lean on water signs, especially cancers, to carry a lot of burdens and whatnot. So Katara has had to do that for her in Sokka, whether she liked to or not. And so she, in my opinion, is a textbook cancer if you really just look at it on paper.
it makes me also think about the fact like that episode with her and Zuko when they went to go find the dude who killed her mom and
Mm-hmm.
had the capacity to go about freezing the water around them and was about to kill him and Zuko was just like you can see he's like
Oh, he's
Oh,
like, oh, because remember
like
at the beginning of that season, she threatened to kill him. Like she was like, "I'll make sure I end your destiny permanently," which is a fucking bar, by the way. That's a bar. But like, that's when cancers make threats. We don't make threats. We make promises, and we hold on to grudges. And the thing about a cancer, when it comes to like grudges and whatnot, something can happen years down the line. But when you give us the opportunity to act, we will. And I'll even give an example. So like my ex, he honestly did me really dirty. He love bombed me and then like did all these things and gave me all these empty promises just to like basically lie and like he left me for someone else and cheated and lied about it. And so I got to a point where I was like over it and I healed from it. But I found this clip of Thanos saying like you cannot live with your own failure, so where did that bring you? Back to me. Because my ex like at one point tried to reach back out to me on my birthday one year, but I was like, what? No. I ignored him. So this was like 2022. I just came back from AWA in Atlanta, right? So out the blue, my ex texts me like 2 weeks later and I'm like weird about it. And he just told me he moved to Atlanta from Texas. And I was like really weirded out because I was just in Atlanta. So I sent him that message and I was so petty in that text thread. Like I was waiting for this opportunity. Like, look at me in this opportunity. I couldn't have been happier to just be as petty as I was, but I was reading him down too. I said, listen, you are a sad, pathetic individual who latches on to love and companionship because you can't heal yourself. So I hope that you actually look within and find out what real love and real happiness is for yourself. And God help you and goodbye. You're dead to me. And then blocked his number after that.
what sign was he?
He's a Taurus. He was a Taurus. I don't know. I don't remember his full chart. Also, because fuck him.
Yeah.
Uh, I deleted his shit
Girl, look, I
immediately.
promise you, when people I do not care for, and like I do not want to have a pickup or understanding your life, trying to
No,
contextualize how you navigate. Like,
but yeah,
bye.
all I know is he's a Taurus. But yeah, like I cut into him and then I blocked his number. And like when I told my friends about it, they're like, all right, well, we're not gonna make you mad. Let's not do that. Like when I
Spray.
went, and for cancer signs and water signs, when you're dead to us, you are dead to us. There's no coming back from that.
Girl,
Like
let me tell you.
there is no, and mind you, listen, I feel like we're too, like when it comes to giving people chances, I used to be like a lot better about that, but now I'm a little bit more hardcore about how people I give chances to and whatnot, depending on the offense. But do it too many times. Listen, when you're dead to me, you are dead to me. There's no
Girl.
coming back from that. When you break my trust to the point where there's no coming back, there's no coming back from that. There's no saving yourself. You're done. You're canceled. Hang it up flat screen.
Yeah. And just like really coming to understand for me, like where my morals are and how they sit with me at this point, like separate from what I've grown to understand familiar wise and like me being an adult on my own. I'm just like, yeah, you fucking with my morals? Nah. You come back, I hear shit because that's the thing. Like Scorpios, water placements, I feel like like the shit comes back to us.
It always does. Like I don't know
Like,
why they think that we're not going to find out. We
like we
always find out.
we'll be aware, we'll be knowledgeable. It's like, what are you talking about? I don't know. Like either it came to me a fucking dream in some type of symbolic way, or you just acted out and you just showed your hand. Your actions tell. Like it's
Or
telling.
people forget. Like with my ex, I found out about all this shit because the dumbass left his Facebook logged in onto one of my devices. And I had a feeling something was up. So I looked whole time. It's basically as soon as, mind you, he lied about why he wanted to break up. And as soon as we like broke up, he immediately found this, like left me for this other girl, was buying her all this shit. They bought a puppy together. And then he was calling me all types of B words and stuff to his friend. And mind you, we ended on amicable terms. So I'm like, not only did you lie on why you wanted to break up, not only did you cheat on me, but you're disrespecting me and called me all types of B words to your friends. It's a fucking L. And he lied to his friends about why we broke up too. So
Ugh.
I went clean the fuck off on him.
Rightfully
Like,
so.
yeah,
Rightfully so. Because I'm just
yeah.
like, yeah, no, no, it's like, yeah, if I choose not to talk to you at this point in time, there is valid reason and historical like aspects for me, like relative to memories. And like I was reading to another friend, Michaela, about like a saying, it's like, hey, we have to understand that yeah, we have a memory, but everything, people aren't going to remember things in that perspective. Everybody has their own perspective of how things are remembered, but it's just like, I'm explaining it to you though, what it is.
And that's why I keep receipts. I just like literally I have messages from 2016 on my phone. I
Girl.
like even though like I'm not gonna do anything with those, like if it's something like I know that it's I'm like,
It's like, I need to hold on to this.
and also it could be from nostalgia. I just hold on to it just to want to relive a moment from that time period. But like I like to keep receipts.
Speaking of receipts, like relative to photos, I'm not gonna hold you. I really do need to go through my iPhone photos because I know that I have like I bought the little iCloud storage thing. I'm trying my best to take stuff from like my iCloud and put it on a thing, but it's like 12,000 of bitches. But the thing
Girl,
is,
I got a lot
it's like
too.
individual photos. It's probably like one little like a hand flick or something that's different. I'm like, I like this though. I'm just like, I
I
like
know. And
this.
it's getting to okay, so what kind of helps me is I've been like favoriting my pictures more often to kind of sort out the ones that I really like versus the ones I don't. And so then like the ones I don't, I'll delete. And so like basically like when it comes to taking pictures, I've gotten better with that. But I definitely need to go through my stuff. A lot of it's because I have like a bunch of these little videos and vlogs and stuff that I've taken and haven't done anything with. So it's like I need to do something with this, but it's also like a memory bank of like stuff that I've done. So like not wanting to like let go of it. It's a amalgamation of stuff. I don't know.
It's a lot, but it's like you said, it's good. It's fun to go back and look at it and be able to be in that moment again from what you
hmm
experienced. So it's just like, yeah, I'm going to get there. Like I have some stuff favorited, but it's just like, oh, what if I like this one? I like that one.
I know.
I gotta go. No lie, I thought that TikTok was like, hey girl, you got too much shit on your phone. You can't
I
record nothing.
I feel like water signs, especially like if you have cancer placements, we're low key hoarders if you think about it. We are not good at letting go of stuff. Like I think I've gotten better at it over time, like when it comes to like getting rid of like, clothes and whatnot. But we are hoarders. We'll think like, well, we'll need this later, and like we actually don't. But then like what happens? I'll get rid of it, and guess what? I'll need the thing I
It's
got
just
rid of. The
fucking
thing I
needed.
got rid of
Like,
finally.
it's
Like
like,
it'll just be like one obscure thing that I need, and like I'll hold on to it. Then I'll like it just happens. So like I feel like we're just low key hoarders. Maybe it's like the how crabs are too, and like how crabs kind of hoard stuff a little bit here and there.
they do. Oh,
Yeah,
it makes me think of that crab from Moana.
yeah,
Like,
yes, him.
yes.
Exactly.
Him. That makes me think of that. I'm just like, yeah, he had like a mountain of stuff.
A
Like,
mountain of like shiny stuff. Yeah, yeah. So we are low key hoarders, but like I feel like I've just gotten better at knowing when to let go of things and like give stuff away. Like, and also I think it's a matter of like how we're giving it away. Like I had like a best friend of mine. She's like finally someone that I can like get like we can share our clothes with and whatnot. So I'm currently working on like just getting a bunch of stuff that I plan to just ship to her because also I'm being intentional about my fitness journey and whatnot. And I've already been like losing weight in like the past like few months and whatnot. And so there are certain clothes that are already getting like too big for me. So like I'm like as I continue this journey, I'll just be shipping a lot of stuff to her because she's like, T, I love your clothes. Give me all of them. I was like, okay, say less. I got you. Because
yes.
not to toot my own horn, but your girl can kind of dress. Your girl can
Okay.
your girl can kind of put that shit on. Not to toot my own horn.
Yes. I love that. Like having that style, like, cause it's like the thing when I think of like cancer and like having cancer being a style and aesthetic is like not cottage core, but soft, but it's elegant. It's comfort.
Unintentionally, just like that right now. Unintentionally, I would say like I like to play with a lot of different aesthetics because especially with being like black, we can wear any aesthetic and make it look good. So like it also depends on like the energy that certain aesthetics put out of me. So like when I'm feeling like rebellious or I want to be like a little bit more hardcore, I'll dress a bit more edgy, like or more alternatively, or to the point where it could be considered like maybe a little gothic and whatnot, more blacks and whatnot, like harsher makeup with my eyes especially and whatnot, just because I'm making like a bolder statement and feeling more rebellious. But if I want to be more soft and feminine and whatnot, I'll like have a bit more of a natural look. I'll wear more pearls and whatnot, or I'll wear softer colors. It just depends. And it's ironic because my favorite colors is like pink, red, black, and gold. So it's like an alternation between like being soft, but then being like elegant, but also being like hard and whatnot. And I love red because, first of all, red looks amazing on me, but red embodies not only like the fire that I have in my chart, but also like the different sides of what red means. It can mean powerful, it can mean pain, it can mean love, passion, like all these things and whatnot. And so I feel like I'm received the best when I am wearing red. Like I'm just like taking into account like my placement, especially with that Pluto placement. I'm wearing like red. It's like jaw dropping, and people stop to like really like take in what I have. Like there's this one specific picture of me where I have this like beautiful like red fro and like this red top, and I'm like I have this red lip, and that whole night I had the outfit on. I went out by myself too. Like I just kept getting stopped everywhere I went. I had this perfume layered on too, and like people like you smell so you look good. Like it's just like that's just the profound effect that red has.
Yeah, and like it makes me think of your fitted Cowboy Carter. Like that shit went
Yeah,
hard.
thank you.
Yes,
Stop.
like that was so
Yes.
pretty. Like I love that. I'm just like, oh my gosh,
Red is
like
my color. Like
girl, like
red is
oh,
like
I'm
I look
glad.
good in like I look good in like a lot of colors, but like my best color I think is probably red. And then also I would say like pink too. Pink is a really good color on me as well.
Nice. Like, what is it? With my hair, I'm just like, I would like it. It's different. Like Uranus is in the seventh house, suppose my ascendant right now. So it's like, okay, hey, I realized too, I was telling people like when it comes to different hairstyles, it's like I have goals. Like I had long hair, like, all right, it was long. Had natural hair, like, all right, wash and go, being able to do define
We
curl,
have locks, yeah.
the locks, being able to wear a wig underneath, wear wig on top of my locks. I'm like, okay, cool. I haven't done this before. I want to dye this blonde. But my mom was just like, you
Ooh.
gotta wait. Like, it's best to, for one, not do it yourself, and two, wait till the other color comes off. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna wait. But my, like, I have a goal. It's like, you know how, what is it, Marvel? Okay, so on Marvel Rivals, the skin for Storm, where it's like a
Yeah.
1980s type of style, but being able to do that not as big, but just like some like a mohawk,
Yeah.
but like being a blonde color.
That would
I
be
want
so
to do
pretty.
a
That would
platinum,
be
but my mom was like, no, that's like
I think with your skin tone, platinum blonde would look really
do you that
really
wig when I
complement it
wore
well.
when
Yeah.
Beyonce concert? That. But I just like it I don't wanna
Yeah.
be like I don't wanna be so harsh and it
I
just
feel
burn my
like
shit off.
you could
So
always like try a wig, like different wig styling things and see like how that can like like
that
look and they try to and so that's like practicing like that vision. So I feel you, but it's so fun playing with like hair and whatnot. Like
it
for me, this is
is.
my first time having pink in my hair. I
That
wanted
is
to try.
cute.
Thank you. I
I
wanted
like it.
something different because like my birthday's coming up and whatnot, but also like I've always wanted to try like a pastel fun color in my hair. Like the most bold I've done is like so last year I went to go see Megan Thee Stallion with my friends and we decided to cosplay together. So my idea was like, oh my God, I'll be a cowboy starfire. So I had these braids where I actually made the hair blend myself. Like I came up with the hair packs and my stylist blended it and like gave it to me. And it looked like it was my hair was actually like on fire. So like I had these braids, but the ends were curled up. So I had red, orange, and like ombre yellow in my hair. So it looked
Yeah.
like my hair was like on fire at the very end. And it was like that was like the most bold thing I've ever done with my hair. And I had like for Renaissance, I actually had silver tinsel braided into my hair. So my hair was like sparkly and whatnot with like the Renaissance silver theme.
Yeah.
But in terms of actual like different colors, like this is like pretty bold, but looking at it, it's not as like bold as like that red flame I did. I'm starting to like playing with color more. So I'm like thinking, you know what, I could probably rock an all pink look eventually.
You can. Like, no
Yeah.
lie, I'm not gonna hold you. That reminds me of Neapolitan ice cream. But
It does, but like in a cute way.
yes, exactly.
It's cute.
Yes.
Like I definitely want to try it. Or like the lavender. I've seen like people with like the pastel lavender and pastel pink braids, and those are so pretty. And I'm like, I want that so bad. I want to. Yeah.
Yes. Do
Yes.
it. Yes.
I'll yeah.
That makes me think of like with the way you talking about like what wigs, thinking of like what cosplay, like what character
Ooh.
has that colored hair and trying to do that. I'm just like, I'm gonna have to do it. I'm
You
gonna have to
could,
do
yeah.
it.
You will. It will. It should. Yeah.
You're right. You're right. You're right.
Yeah, yeah.
You're right. Okay. Gotta stop talking. Gotta be better, gotta be positive. We're going to speak it into it. So yes, I'm going to get into cosplaying and finding a specific character to cos. Might just be nervous with posing. I know it's like I'm just here, it's just me, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna do better. I'm gonna
So
start moving. That's
so
what.
for me, I think when I'm getting ready in cosplay, I'll listen to music to kind of help me embody that character. But also like when I'm in full cosplay, it's like, oh, like I'm that character. So I try to like put that energy of that character into my poses. So like my most recent cosplay I did was Peach at DreamCon. So I was thinking like, hi, I'm Peach. I'm like, I'm the princess of the Mushroom Kingdom. This is me. I'm very cute, very mindful, very demure. And like I'll just try to like I just kind of put that energy into not only like the makeup but also into just like how I pose for that character and whatnot. So I would do like little hearts and like little just really like little cutesy things, you know? But then like on the opposite end, one of my most famous cosplays I did is Madara. Like that's probably like my most famous cosplay I've done besides it's like Madara and Poison Ivy, I think are my two biggest cosplays I've done. And so with Madara, it's like I'm about to fuck your shit up. I am the villain here and like just really embodying that. So just like kind of playing on like the like that menacingness of Madara and like just thinking about like the quotes that he has, just thinking of like embodying the energy that in the aura that he has and putting it into myself. So for me, it's like like channeling their aura, like aura farming with them in their energy. So yeah,
I'm trying to work with what I got. Ooh, okay. So I was thinking about doing Chroma. Is that your name? Say his name, Chroma
from
Soul Eater. Like I think because I got the wig
oh
right now. Like
Corona, it's like
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, to do
oh
that.
yeah, like
So
yeah,
I'm thinking about doing that
yeah,
one. So I
that
have
would
to
be
do that.
fire. Yeah, another fun cosplay I did was Trafalgar Law from One
Oh,
Piece.
you did because you got the jacket, don't
I
you?
actually okay, so I actually bought that jacket from Anime Guru when it was
Because
on sale.
I got the Jonan jacket. We wore them in
Yeah,
Vegas.
oh yeah, I brought my Attack on Titan one. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
Yes, yes. So like I had that jacket on, but like when I actually had like the shit on, I was like, oh yeah, I'm Trafalgar D Water Law in this bitch. I was posing up like I had like a sword. I was like hitting all the poses. I was hitting like the room, talked like shambles, talked like all the symbols. So like it's just like really fun like getting into that. And I think also part of that what helps is like doing TikToks and doing TikTok transitions, stuff like that kind of just really embodies like the energy and nature of that character because you have to plan in advance for those transitions and whatnot. And when you plan for them, it gets you in the mindset of how you want to execute for that character, especially in
Mm.
pictures.
And that's what like it makes me think back to that one that I did with Naruto. I was like, let me get out my head. Let me just do it. Like, let
You
me
did a good one.
like
That was so good.
yeah, that was just like off the top, like, okay, they're gonna do this, this, and this. I'm like, all right, bet. So no, I'm gonna get back into it. I'm gonna do that. Like
Yay!
have the
We'll be
music
looking forward
playing
to it.
and
Yes,
going into
ma'am.
it. So yes, I'm gonna have to
Yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna have to find like some type of collar thing for Chroma.
Yes.
So or Corona. That's what it is. I'm just like, yeah, it'll just be like an alternative thing. I'm gonna have to figure it out because his hair is short or their hair is short and like they have a little thing in the front. It's gonna be cute. It's gonna be cute. We're gonna make
Yeah.
it work. So, like, yes, getting into like the aspect of like music having that playing in the background. So, with being a Cancer and having Cancer Moon and Sag Rising, what are some songs or what are some artists that you relate to
Ooh.
those?
Okay. Honestly, when it comes to music, it's interesting. I listen to music in like a lot of different ways, but I think the most unique way I listen to music is I'm a very seasonal music listener. So like depending on like the season that's outside, I like to listen to music that kind of embodies like that season. And especially like if I'm going for like a drive and it's sunset and it's gorgeous, I like to play music that like accompanies the mood that I'm in. So very intentional about like the mood of things and also the season of things. So like feels like summer is like my go-to summer song by Childish Gambino because it's just perfect. Photosynthesis by Saba is another one I love to listen to in the summertime or when there's like a beautiful sunset and it just makes you like feel like you're at peace and whatnot. In terms of relativity to like my big three and whatnot, it honestly depends. So I actually listen to a lot of female rap because female rap really just gets me in that mode and reminds me that, you know what, like I'm her, like for real. Like, especially if I'm in the gym, like most of the time I'm listening to female rap in the gym. And so, and relative to that, I listen to a lot of Megan Thee Stallion, a lot of Meg, especially just because, like, first of all, listening to Megan Thee Stallion in the gym is like amazing. But even just when I'm getting ready, like, she's like, I'm like, yeah, like, I'm her for real. Like, I am, it for always will be that bitch. Glorilla's a good one to listen to also, especially in the gym. But then on the opposite end, on more of like the more Cancerian side, and more of like beauty and whatnot, I like a lot of Doja Cat. Like Doja Cat is also very avant-garde and different, and I love her sound. Like just the different, unique stuff she does when it comes to world building and whatnot, and how unique her songs are. I think I might be one of like those phonetic people because for me, what really sticks out to me first in the song is like the beat, the instrumental that's used in the song, and that kind of gets me hooked first before the lyrics. I don't know if that makes sense or not. The way I listen to music is like in layers, and like I like to hear all the layers like together and whatnot. And I can just pick different little specific things out. And I love Doja Cat's production and how she does music because it's just very unique and different. And you can embody different energy across Doja's music, which I think speaks to like my personality because I'm a very eclectic person, I would say, when it comes to like things I enjoy and my personality and whatnot, and how I even dress and everything. And so Doja Cat really embodies like a lot of that energy and whatnot. So, and also she can remind you that you're that girl too. And then of course, all reliable is Beyonce. I'm a big Beehive down. I'm a big Beyonce fan, mainly because Beyonce just got me through so many hard times in life. I just really love the different, like she has music for everything. Like she really does. That's why like Cowboy Carter, like it's not my favorite Beyonce album, but I like it a lot as a music fan, as a music nerd, because it feels like a complete like it's like a story, and like just the musicality, the different choices and the layering that she does is so complex, but also just her lyrics and the motifs and the meanings, and then actually seeing that contextualized at the concert hit on a different spiritual level for me. I lost my voice for a whole week after that concert. Worth it though. I'll do it again. Like same thing when I went to go see Renaissance and the feeling that Renaissance gave me, like that house music gives me. So I hope that answers like that question a bit. But honestly, I think it just really depends on like the mood and whatnot. I think that kind of goes back to like just how like we're very tapped into our moods and whatnot. So I'll like one moment I'll want to listen to rock or heavy metal or punk rock, and then one moment I want to listen to more so like Latin music or bachata or merengue, like like or other things. Like I love genre bending and just picking out different genres and whatnot, and based on like my mood, I'll like kind of like tap into that energy.
Same. Definitely same. So no, you definitely answered it. So I
Yeah,
appreciate you
of
providing that insight
course.
and details. So yeah,
Yeah,
like this has been an absolute pleasure. My thing is like I know that we could continue to keep going, but
we will stop.
we will keep going and we won't
We
stop.
will not
So
stop. Yeah.
so my thing is just like getting to the point of closing out. I want you to promote yourself, put yourself out there.
Yeah.
Like you came on with the screen that said like sweet tea, like the Instagram, TikTok, and I was like, okay, we out here professional on this bitch. But yeah, like I'm here to support, promote all that. So
Thank
yes,
you.
provide the
Thank you.
insight to people.
I've been content creating for a little while, but like it's kind of like second nature. But all right, but again, I am Sweet Tea, aka the Otaku Hottie. I am a variety streamer on Twitch that plays a plethora of games such as like hero shooters like Marvel Rivals, Overwatch, but also a lot of story-based games like God of War, Ragnarok, God of War. I'm currently playing Spider-Man 2 right now, having so much fun with that, and I'm gonna probably start Ghost of Tsushima soon next and whatnot. So I play a bit of everything. So check me out on Twitch, Sweet T162 on all platforms. So Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, Sweet T162. Check me out for all the fun and shenanigans, and also for some fashion and fun stuff too. Like I'll be talking about other stuff as well, and I'm actually like thinking about planning like an astrology stream soon because I had an astrology streams in the past that people really liked them a lot, but this is gonna be a little different. It's gonna be like the roast of the signs and like roasting big three placements because I'm like that'd be like a fun thing to do because I'm like always like I like to educate, but this would be more like we're gonna get dragged today. So here for it.
I love
Yeah.
this. Like, oh my gosh, I want to say thank you so very much for coming
Yeah.
on here. Like, we've been trying to do this for the absolute
Yes, thank
longest.
you for having me. I've been like so excited to be here this whole time. So like this has been so much fun.
Yes, I'm so happy that you came. Like, just to be able to talk and share insight with each other and just learn because I feel like being able to share experiences is a learning curve. Like, it's not a learning curve. It gives people the opportunity to take experiences away and take that insight, like, oh, okay, cool. So, whenever going to, like, if somebody listens, it's like, all right, let me, like, if I'm going to London, let me learn about the tube. Like, let me know, like, what it is I got to do, X, Y, and Z. So, wanting to
Yeah,
keep this up and going. We'll have other
absolutely.
episodes. Like my thing is that I want to get to the point of having these episodes outside of season, just talking to folks, just talking about different things, different genres. And yeah, if it does come up, it does come up. But wanting to have the basis of like, all right, this season, like we got X amount of people, like we got so far two different folks from Cancer season and giving their different perspectives. One was a Cancer sun, Cancer moon in the 10th house. Somebody else was a Cancer sun with a Gemini moon, but their Cancer Mercury was in the 11th house. And here we are with
Hmm.
Cancer in the 8th house. So it's just like, yeah, giving all these experiences, perspectives, and understanding that not everybody, nobody's the same. Even twins, they're different. So, yes, I want to say thank you so much for coming on here once again. I will say thank you so many times because for you to be able to want to be on here means a lot to me. So,
Oh.
thank you, thank you,
No,
thank you.
though, thank you for having me and for the invitation. Like we've been, like I said, like we go way back. We've been friends for 5 years, like for a while now. We've known each other, like we've cried together, laughed together, done all the things together. So I'm just one really proud of you for taking like how you've done with your brand and what you how you've grown with it and how you've embraced it as a creator. So I'm really proud of you in that aspect. Like I remember when you first started Easy Astro, now look at you. So I'm really proud of you, number one. And just keep doing what you're doing. Keep just being your amazing, beautiful self. And again, like, oh, I'm always down to come back and yap. I love to yap, as you all know. So definitely down to yap about other stuff again or whatever. And I, like you said, like, I feel like we always, like, I always learn a lot when we have our discussions. I feel like it's always like a great, like, energy and knowledge exchange whenever we interact.
Yes, we'll have to do that. Like, we can
Yes.
have an episode where we just talk about stuff.
Hey,
Like,
come on my stream and when we roast these signs, we can roast them
oh yeah,
together.
we can
We'll
do
roast
that.
them
Like,
together.
I'm down for that. So
Yeah.
I'm up to doing that because like, hey, opinions. Like I want to help people, I want to give insights, but hey, I'm a
We
person.
gonna
Like
drag some people.
I be living life. We see stuff. Not everybody like it's okay. Like people got their
Yeah.
opinions and if people want to correct us, cool, you can correct us. Like you might not be this person. You might not be the person that feel like this. It's all good. People living
Exactly.
lives. So, yes, we will do that. Let me know. Hit me up. Like we gonna have to do that because this will be fun. Because we can carry that
Yes.
over from there to here, and it's like, but y'all doing too much. No, we're not. No, we're good. So it'll be okay.
I got
Like
you. I got you. I got a few ideas.
yes. Oh my gosh, girl, I love you so
Yay.
very much.
I love
Like
you
yes, we have to do this again. Let me stop. Okay. So we are going to end this now. Thank you so very much for tuning in to Season Aspect, ladies, gentlemen, they, them, everybody in between. Love y'all so much, and we will see y'all again. Bye, y'all.
And y'all better follow and share and all this stuff. Y'all better, or else. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Bye, y'all.